Ist seine aktuelle. Und Caller dieses dritten Matches ist the Puppy George Noble. Herzlich willkommen.
So, third match of the evening session here at the European Darts Trophy in Mulheim, and it's Andy Jenkins, the Englishman, up against a man who's had a terrific 2015 so far. Gerwyn Price. In fact, it's been a very lucrative year for him so far. He's pocketed almost £55,000 in prize money alone, thanks in large to that run to the last 8 of the World Match Play in Blackpool in July, beating Michael Smith 10-4 and Adrian Lewis 13-10 before an eventual 16-7 defeat by Peter Wright. He can also look forward to picking up at least £2,000 for qualifying for Mulheim and indeed Innsbruck next weekend as well. You suspect he will go further here and should have too much to start off with for Andy Jenkins without wanting to write him off too quickly. Price, though, has been a fairly prominent fixture on the European circuit this year. He did enjoy another highlight in Gibraltar, beating Robert Thornton and Simon Whitlock in reaching the quarter-finals there before a 6-5 defeat by Jamie Price. Could have been a much better tournament for him on the peninsula, but he lost 6-5 to Max Hopp in the first round in Venray, and having failed to qualify for the International Open in Riesa in June, he then suffered a surprise 6-0 defeat by Wes Newton in Dusseldorf. So it's not been plain sailing for Gerwyn Price by any means, but do not let that detract from what has been a very good year for him so far. We are underway. Gerwyn Price with the advantage of throwing first in this opening leg. Important that Andy Jenkins just
60
stays in contention as long as he can. He's certainly a capable player, Andy Jenkins. He's got plenty of experience under his belt, but he's a underdog for this one, there's no doubt about it, given the impressive form of his opponent this evening, Gerwyn Price. Gerwyn Price has this habit of standing over to the right side of the oche. Always looks very focused, but scoring isn't anything to write home about so far. Has taken his time to find his feet on occasions this season. And we talked about expectations, and there'll be a lot of expectation on Gerwyn Price. He'll have his followers and his backers this weekend, given his exploits in Blackpool. Rod Harrington would go along with that as well.
Well, he played exceptionally well in Blackpool, especially when he beat A.D. Lewis. You know, he's on about 115 average for the best part of that game, and showed a lot of character.
45,
to finish it off.
124.
So, you know, but he's playing a guy in Andy Jenkins who, you know, he's been around an awful long time, and you just don't 84. Take him lightly, because, you know, he picks up quite a few open titles still, and he can just turn up and make you look a fool, to be quite honest.
140.
So he's got to stay
40.
straight, as we call it. And he has done
yards in the first leg.
16 dart opening leg with the throw. He's been more than happy with that.
Well, like I say, Gerwyn Price is a favourite, or a fairly strong favourite to win this one. I don't think it will be 6-0 material like we saw with Sulovic last time, by the way, against Christian Serta. In fact, 6-3 was the score when they last met in the Players' Championship last year. That could well be a good barometer. We often don't read too much into head-to-head records, but if you want a correct score, 6-3 could be there or thereabouts, maybe.
Well, as you said, Gerwyn Price is definitely the favourite by all the bookmakers. But as I said, these early legs are crucial.
100.
If Jenkins can get into him a little bit earlier and start nicking the first leg, but he's got to get this first dart right. The previous 3, the first dart was perfect.
85.
But when he finds the treble with the first and second dart, he's got to start putting one more in, because you know Gerwyn's going to step up and hit a few 140s a lot of the time.
100.
And the thing with Price now as well is that, well, we alluded to it before, is that people are more aware of him now since his performance in Blackpool. So there'll be perhaps
46.
An onus on him to perform better than he has been, if you know what I mean.
Well, it's very easy to, you know, come into the game. You've got nothing to prove. You've got no points to
59.
defend. But it's after that second year, normally, where the pressure is on you. And that's when you get found out.
Yeah.
You know, you get found out. You can't step up to the
135.
plate, you'll drift off that quick.
It's like the darts equivalent of having a good album first time around, and then it's that follow-up second album.
It is, exactly right.
Just ask the Rolling Stones about that.
45.
Anyway,
And you require
Gerwyn Price
107.
still has work to do here. Andy Jenkins with a chance to level things up. Oh, that's a terrific second dart here. Double 18 he
71.
needs.
And
He
you
was
require 137.
some distance away. Gerwyn Price tracking 137. Well, he won't do it now.
24.
So
And he requires 36.
chance for Andy Jenkins to return here. Double 18 he needs. That's awkward now for him. He's having to chase double 9. He split that as well. That was always the
28.
concern for Jenkins.
You
Missing the
require
double 18,
130.
missing the double 9. And suddenly Gerwyn Price has an opportunity to put some pressure back on here. And then some, but he's
73.
just above the
And you
wire on the double
require
20.
8.
Jenkins simply can't afford to pass up this opportunity,
shot
and
to
he
the
doesn't
second
this
leg.
time.
Andy
Double 4
Jenkins.
taken out.
So they go into throw
And
first.
it's one leg
Game
apiece.
That was a 22 dart leg, which weren't pretty, but I'll tell you what, Jenks will take that every time.
You certainly will.
Sometimes we perhaps
70.
do overemphasise, you know, stats when a 30 dart leg puts the same peg on the board as a 12 dart
82.
leg.
Yeah.
Admittedly, you're not going to win many 30 dart legs, so I do understand that.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise that to anyone who's just starting out in the game.
Well, that's why I stopped.
140.
Jenkins playing his second European event of the year, by the way. He featured in Gibraltar briefly, lost 6-4 to Andy the Pieman Smith in round 1. I suppose his highlight of the year so far was a run to the last 8 of a Players' Championship event in
99.
Barnsley in May. He eventually lost to Peter Wright, who he could face in the second round, by the way,
85.
after beating Chizzy in the last 32. And as you say, on his day, he's had some good results here and there when he turns up. Peter Wright waiting in the wings for
88.
the winner of this one tomorrow. Peter Wright in the practice room earlier. He's arrived in Mulheim. He's here this weekend.
140. And you require 104.
He's due a good tournament in Europe, I think, Peter Wright.
Well, double top for Price. Oh, and
84.
a big chance
And you
here for
require
Jenkins.
54.
Yeah, huge.
A breaker throw as well. 2 clear darts at double top. Only needs the
Shot in
one.
the third leg.
Well, that's a
Andy
good
Jenkins.
breaker throw from Jenkins.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
Black Andy
14 dart
to
leg,
throw first.
tidy.
Game on.
a bit of a wake-up call as well for Gerwyn Price.
Well, if Jenks can, you know, keep with him on the scoring, and then it gets nearer to the end of the game. There's no question that Jenkins has got the bottle to beat you. I mean, he's been there a lot of times, semi-final of the World Championships.
Yeah.
The Circus Tavern. So, you know, he's got the pedigree to upset a few players.
121.
So if he can find a little bit of that scoring power that he used to have and give himself chances, you know, then Gerwyn Price has got to look out.
60. $134.
Good solid start to this fourth leg for Price as he looks to
65.
break the throw back straight away.
Well, I don't understand that last dart of Andy's. Going for the 25 with that dart.
100.
I think you've just got to pound the treble 20 or the treble 19, score as many as you can in that sort of situation.
Just keep landing the punches.
60.
Yeah, because you know, the 320 still
146.
doesn't leave him a check out. It leaves him on 180. So it wasn't a relevant dart, the 25. Where if he'd hit the 60 instead of the 25, he'd be on a check out now.
Yeah. I saw the head drop there from Gerwyn Price. The Iceman is far from cool at the moment. Oh, that's nicely done.
Well, he did it the previous leg, didn't he? A 140
86.
right at the death. So it's going to be another 18, and that leaves the bullseye. That's a long way off.
41. And he requires
And
40.
it's left 45. So Jenkins here with 3 darts at tops for a 3-1 lead. He's getting closer. He's still some way off here though. And the third time of asking. Andy Jenkins holds for a 3-1 lead. No need to panic for price backers just yet.
140.
However, he's got to win this leg.
Yep, can't afford to go 4-1 down here because Jenkins looks as though he's capable tonight.
Well, he's looking very confident now, isn't he?
140.
As I said, you know, it's been a long time since Jenkins really put in some top performances on a big stage. But he has done it before. And if he gets in front and gets a bit confident, you know, all those memories of doing it, you know, they come flooding back and you get a little bit up for it. And
59.
Yeah, just thriving off the atmosphere here in Mulheim as well. It's bouncing tonight. Really good stuff. It's only the first night as well. Just imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow night as Andy Jenkins rattles in a ton 80 at just the right time against the throw as well. My word, Price is under pressure now. That's not a bad response, but it may be too little too late. Andy Jenkins almost at the finish line here. 62 away. That leaves the bull.
56.
Well, will he get a second chance? No margin for error here for Gerwin. That's far from ideal.
Yeah, they were very wayward, wasn't they? But Jenkins is going to come back to break the throw.
62. And he required 25.
Break of the match for Jenkins on Gerwin. 8-8. Big dart this is. Real big dart for Jenkins. And again, the last dart.
Fifth leg.
What Jenkins has done really well, Rob, is the last 3 legs. When second shot up, 140 to set up the 57, 140 to set up the 40, and then a 180 to set up the 81. I mean, it really is piling pressure on Gerwin Price.
Yeah, he's coming up with the big scores exactly at the right time, isn't he? Just to
well, we call them great
set them up and put the pressure on, like you say.
Great darts at crucial times.
58.
And that was against the throw as well, so it's a 4-1 lead for Jenkins. Holds here, and he's 1 away from a place in the second round and a meeting with Peter Wright tomorrow.
55.
But for all the good performances we've talked about with Gerwin Price, he has had the odd shocker here and there. Lost 6-0 to Wes Newton, didn't he, on the European circuit earlier this season too. So he's not in uncharted territory here. He's been in trouble before.
100.
Didn't get out of trouble at all against Wes Newton. He capitulated that day.
41.
Well, he's still kind of learning the game as well. He's not been in the game that many years. Well, only a couple of years.
Well, he was playing rugby 10 years ago, wasn't he? So
60.
He's had that big. It's a big transition. It must be a big transition to make the switch like that. And like you say, he's not been on the circuit long either. So
45.
Well, Jenkins has just momentarily gone off the boil here. 40, 41, 45 in his last 3 visits for Jenkins. Started off with a 45 as well.
134.
Well, the last 3 legs, as I said, he's hit great shots to set it up. Can he hit one here? No, that's not going to happen this time.
85. Going, you require 94.
If Gerwin Price misses this now, the aggressive route, which is the 54, or the bullseye now, he goes for 19.
Oh, he's hit the treble.
Yeah. 66. Oh,
92.
Wow.
He's left in the madhouse. That is very, very awkward indeed. 105 for Jenks. That's hit the 7.
Now double 19.
Oh, shot in the 6th flag.
Brilliant.
This time it was a brilliant shot to set it up. It was a brilliant shot to take it out. Jenkins 5-1 up against Gerwin Price.
97.
And we did say at the beginning of the match, you know, you give Jenkins a chance, he gets in front and gets a bit confident. He has been there plenty of times and has the
96.
The pedigree to upset the favourite.
Well, Jenkins will sense a chance here to finish this off in the 7th leg. Another treble here will make things
100.
interesting. Okay, it's just a ton, but he's not quite wrestled the throw back here. Price is really struggling for trebles at the moment.
100.
Needed that.
Well, the only person today that's come back from a 5-1 deficit was Darren Johnson in the very first match this afternoon. But again, Jenkins fires in a real good score at a crucial time.
And it's, again, sets it up, doesn't it, potentially for a 1-2-5 checkout, and it would be a really fitting way to finish off what has been a terrific performance. It's just under the treble 20 bet,
50,
which is a shame.
Well, that's a bad dart. Just a big 20 would have been so much better. Just a kiss from the flight.
100, and he requires
17 for the root. That leaves double 12. 2 darts at it.
Oh, absolutely brilliant.
Andy Jenkins.
Well, not many people would have seen that one coming. Jenkins, as Rod Harrington confidently said at the outset of this one, give him a chance, give him reason to believe, and he could well punish you. It will go down as something of an upset. Gerwyn Price, quarter-finalist at the World Match Play in July, is out of the European Darts Trophy at the very first hurdle. A 105 checkout in leg 6 for a 5-1 lead. A 75 checkout to seal it 6-1. And I tell you what, Peter Wright will have been watching that one, and he'll have plenty of food for thought for tomorrow's second round encounter. Andy Jenkins through in rapid time, beating Gerwyn Price by 6 legs to 1. Let's hear from him now. Up next, by the way, former world champion Premier League player Stephen Bunting against the Scotsman Mark Barilli.
Obviously, I'm going to try and get back to being the world #1 Jenkins. Terry's got it at the moment, so we try and get back to that.
Yeah, good. Tomorrow, Peter Wright is waiting. Peter. Looking forward to that match?
Obviously, yeah. Peter's quality. He's come on years and years. It'll be a good game. I'm just glad to be there tomorrow.
See you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. Andy Jenkins. Andy Jenkins, Rocky. Er freut sich auf sein Match morgen.